Hi, Joyce. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Well, it is the holiday weekend, and you don't want to screw up, do you? Do you? No. You want to have a great, clean weekend. A weekend where you will be so happy that you didn't overdo. So when you get to Tuesday, you will be so glad you stayed clean, abstinent, tracked, measured, weighed. All those good feelings. Well, we had a thunderstorm here last night. I thought it was the end. And I am not a foxhole God believer, but ooh, boy, was I praying. Anyway, here we are. And I had a good food day yesterday. I hope that you did too. And I was listening to my usual assortment of people online, and I could even get them on my big 55-inch screen TV. So that was fun. And gosh, I'm so glad that you're here, that you're watching, that we're doing this together, and that you get me. Oh, I feel so much like Sally Field. That you understand what the purpose of this program is. And I wish that I could do more that I see in the videos about what I ate in a day and all the snazzy video things, but alas, I can't. So instead, we just talk about food and the emotions surrounding it and why we don't want to get into trouble with it. You know, it seems like I am a 24/7 food type of gal, and I am. And I want to keep a good thing going. And I realize the work that it takes, the constant vigilance that it takes. And as you know, I am in recovery, and so I'm around a lot of drug addicts and alcoholics that struggle with wanting to drink. And I'm sure that when a weekend like this comes up for them, it's even more difficult. Well, not more. It's as difficult. Maybe it is more difficult. I don't know. I don't struggle with wanting to have an alcoholic beverage. I struggle with what's on the table, all those other things. I struggle with the dessert, the dessert table. I struggle with, wanting too much of the things that are on the grill. If there's sausage and chicken and burgers and hot dogs and steak, and they say, and chicken, and they say, which would you like? And I say, yes. If any of you have that same answer, you know what I'm talking about. And I have a switch. Maybe you do too. And that switch turns off my full button. It took me a long time to find the full button. Years, decades. First I always thought that I just didn't have one, that everybody else had one. And then, suddenly, probably in the last couple of years, since I joined Weight Watchers and the whole journey really began in earnest in June 2014, I realized I do have a full button. And the full button is even more than that. It's a satiated full button. And that took a long, long time. Because I admit, when I was doing the PPV points in Weight Watchers, I might have gotten full, but I wasn't ever as satiated as I am now on the low carb, high fat. It really feels like a plan that fits for me. And so I am very, very, very happy with what I've got. Some of you are very, very, very happy with what you have with the Smart Points. And it doesn't really matter what you do, at least here while listening. It's that you're comfortable with what you do, and you're not white-knuckling it, and you're not wishing that you could be eating what other people are eating. Now, my new friend, not my new friend, but the manager at Stop and Shop came up to me and she said, "So I can't have like a whole bunch of fruit, huh?" And I said, "No." And I think she's talking about the Atkins induction. She said, I can't even have it for a couple of weeks, right? And I said, no. And she said, nothing. And I said, no. And I said, as it is, this week I've been having 3 ounces of organic grapes as my fruit once a day. And she said, that's like 1 grape. And I said, yeah, kind of. I mean, it's probably less than 10 when you weigh it out. And she's like, well, that's just not fair. And I'm like laughing because you know what that resistance is like. And so on Weight Watchers, you can have all the fruits that you want. And I don't know if your leader tells you not to have all the fruits that you want. Today I'm always careful. I'm taping this on Saturday, and Saturday is my baked potato treat. Oh, there's a spider crawling around my camera. Wouldn't that be funny if it crawled on the screen? But, or on the lens. So, you know, when I was on Weight Watchers, I had lots and lots of fruits, and I did love that. And I would have fruit every 2 hours. Why not? And I was bemoaning. I think that my favorite breakfast was always my combination of cereal with almond milk and a banana on top, and I did that for years. I mean, for years, without really changing it up. And somehow I was able to give that up because that was just such a standard in my food plan. And I never had the intestinal issues that some people have with celiac or IBS or any of the other down below sort of things. But I knew that the grains were getting to me. And I knew that summers were always a nightmare with the bloat from grains and humidity. And so I was able to give it up. I don't know if some of you have ever gotten to the place where enough is enough and that's it. And you made a decision and you never went back on it. And that's how it was for me, first with the wheat in last August, so 11 months ago. And then in September, all grains. And so am I glad that I did it? Yes. And I am satisfied with what I eat now. But there does come a time when something is sizzling on the grill that I am very triggered, and I might lose control of my full button. And so I have to be very, very careful. The sweets, do they call out to me? Not like they used to. I mean, I'm sure that my version of a fat bomb would not be to anybody that has a sweet tooth that's active and actively fed's liking. It just, it has a little white chocolate in it. Nothing that like I used to eat. But as far as the sweetener goes, even my bulletproof coffee only has a half a tablespoon of Zyla, and it ends up almost at least 25 ounces of coconut almond milk with the coffee. And so it's totally not a lot. So my sweet tooth has really been tamed back into the cave, but it is something on the grill, I guess, thinking of this weekend, that would pull me. And so being mindful of your switch. If you have a salad with lots of healthy oils on it, and that could also include a smattering of nuts, pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, almonds, crumbled walnuts, things like that, avocado, as well as the healthy oils like avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. And if you have things like that, then maybe being satisfied with that on a salad will help you keep your animal protein portion down if a lot of it is offered. And you know, I kind of like that meat grill thing where there's like just a couple of ounces of each thing, like restaurants used to have, fine restaurants. I don't go out to eat anymore, but when I used to. And so that's how it could be, but you want to be very careful of having your switch just flip and losing a little bit of control at one of these little get-togethers. especially portion control with any of the heavy cold salads that are made with a mayonnaise base. The carbs could get pretty high in that, and Smart Points and low carb, high fat wouldn't have a lot of wiggle room in it. So, as you venture out there this weekend, be careful. We don't want to have you have a true confession on Tuesday. We want you to remain safe. We want you to be in your cute little sassy outfit that you've worked so hard to wear, right? Some lovely new thing that you're so proud of your weight loss, and we don't want you to feel bloated and fat and like it's time to go home now in it, right? So take care of yourselves over the weekend and be careful of too much of a good thing and acting normal if you know that you're not. It's one thing if you can be normal at a place like this, but for me, my acting is the key word, normal, would result in me coming home and doing a little binge, usually with something sweet. And so be very careful, like kind of like it's evening the score, like I was so good there and everybody else was eating all this and that, and even though I don't want this and that, I still want my, you fill in the blank, sugar-free Jell-O pudding with some, fat-free Cool Whip on it, and then maybe some crumbled cookies on, whatever it is that kind of gets you to feeling like you've evened the score for the day, the party, the event. I don't know if any of you are familiar with evening the score, but I sure am. So anyway, have a wonderful holiday weekend. This is being aired on the 4th of July, 2016. So, a Monday, enjoy yourself. We don't want any Tuesdays where it's not nice. So take care of yourself. You know that feeling when you can take care of yourself and be kind of strong. Put your back to that buffet table. It's not even there. Have a wonderful time, though. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.